Hello and welcome. This is Best Foot Forward Shoes. My name is Harrison Cable. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to come and check out this video. It's really appreciated. Today we are looking at the latest collaboration from Adidas. This is the NAKED Copenhagen Tischtennis. So if you cannot tell, this model is much smaller than my usual size. There's a very good reason for that. This is a shoe that I recently purchased for my wife. I won this in a raffle from NAKED Clothing in the UK. This is a retro sporting model called the Tischtennis, which originally was from 1946, meant to play table tennis. So this is another throwback that Adidas has done to their earlier roots of sporting silhouettes, and now they've collaborated with a lifestyle boutique from Copenhagen in Denmark called NAKED on this model, the Tischtennis, and also they did a Samba as well, because of course they would do a Samba. It is literally like the most popular shoe in the world right now. Just for comparison, this is my shoe here and this is my wife's shoe here, so we're definitely very far apart in the sizings. And the reason I got this shoe for her was purely because of the beautiful artistic details around the midfoot and this beautiful lace paneling here, but I'll get into that a little bit later with the materials. So as I said before, I did get this in a raffle from NAKED Clothing. There were still some models available in certain sizes on the NAKED Copenhagen website and other boutiques around Europe, but they did not get a general release here in Australia. Now, all of the thoughts and opinions on this shoe are obviously going to be straight from my wife, because I literally cannot fit this shoe, of course, and all of the sizing information is coming straight from her, so it's coming from a very reliable source. Quickly before I go into it, I just want to say thank you to everyone who has subscribed and liked the videos recently. Hit that link down below. Thank you so much to everyone who has watched and supported and shown love on the channel. Thank you so much. So let's start off with some of the materials on this one. So as I said before, this shoe is meant for sport. It originally was created in the 40s by Adidas as a table tennis shoe. Literally, Tischtennis is table tennis in English, from German to English. So it obviously has a retro vibe. It's kind of exactly what Adidas is falling into right now with their gazelles, their specials, their sambas. All of these shoes are performance shoes, and this one is no exception. First of all, the main thing that really does stand out with these shoes is that they are very heavy. For their size, they're very heavy. The sole is incredibly rugged, incredibly thick, and is made of this completely molded rubber construction and then cup-soled onto the upper here. So it is definitely hefty and gives you a lot of support down below. Moving on to the upper, you have some grey suede in the classic Adidas T pattern around on the front toe here, and then you also have that exact same suede around the back. It's decent enough suede. It's not incredible. It's very short-haired suede. I wouldn't say it's premium at all. Next, you can see the three stripes from Adidas here in the classic white leather pattern. And then the next use of leather is also on this back heel tab, which does not have any trefoil or any sort of branding on it. There is canvas around the eye stays here. You have a really, really thick and nice durable canvas around here where the laces meet. The shoe in this very nice kind of off cream colorway. It's not exactly white. It's a bit of an off cream. I'm not sure how it's coming up on the camera, but it's definitely not a pure white. And that same canvas is also apparent on the heel as well, so it is nicely padded around the heel. It's not incredibly padded, but it definitely provides a little bit of support, according to my wife. There is some tumbled leather present as well on the top and the bottom of the tongue. It is got a little bit of padding in there, so it definitely is comfortable, but it's not overly bulky like an SB Dunk or whatever. It's just pretty much a basic tongue, but in leather. The insole also has a leather lining on it on both shoes. One insole has NAKED Copenhagen and the other has their logo, which says Consortium on it. And last thing I do want to touch on with the materials is basically the biggest part of the shoe, in my opinion, is this really beautiful lace detailing. It's almost translucent. You can kind of see my finger through there. It is done with a slightly plastic clear backing, so it's not pure lace. But I think if it was pure lace, it would be pretty prone to ripping and tearing. So it still has that breathable aspect and that sort of see-through aspect, but also has a really nice structural integrity as well. So my wife previously has, I think, 2 pairs of gazelles. She also has a couple other pairs of sambas, and she said that this shoe definitely feels a little bit different. Obviously with the heavier sole, you feel a little bit better traction, and you also feel a little bit more stability on the bottom, because as you can kind of tell, it does not really bend at all. So whenever you're stepping, you don't really get that bending at the toe like you do with sambas or gazelles. The other note that she had was that this canvas material around the front here, especially around the toes, due to there's not much flex, it definitely does sort of dig into the top of your toe just a little bit, so just be wary of that. So I'd probably say maybe wear thick socks, or just try and break them in a little bit, because canvas is obviously a very malleable material. So if you're going to want to wear them a lot, it's definitely going to get better over time, but just be wary that that little part right here is probably going to dig into your toe just a little bit. Overall, the comfort, she said, was very nice. It didn't have any discomfort in pretty much any spaces besides that part here, but overall she wore it for basically a couple of days and didn't have any complaints of the comfort. So for sizing on this shoe, she usually in US women's is a size 6. We decided to get this one in a size 5.5, purely because of some of the other Adidas shoes she has. It tends to run a little bit big on her, so I went with a size down. And for context, in women's, that's a UK 3.5, so she's usually a UK 4, and jumped down just a little bit and felt like this was the perfect size for her. There was a tiny, maybe a finger width of room at the toe, but there was no extra room around the midfoot or no heel slippage. So the overall recommendation would be to go a half size down if you're going to grab this Tischtennis model. So one of the really cool parts on this shoe that I didn't really know that it was going to come with all these until I actually got them, was the box, which kind of looks like a very basic cardboard box, obviously. If you can see a little bit there, it says Consortium, which is the NAKED and Adidas co-brand right there. So it looks pretty plain on the outside, but then when you open it up on the inside, you have this beautiful lace bag, which is made of the exact same sort of material as is on the shoe, which just really nicely ties everything together. You've got drawstrings on it, so you can obviously take the shoes in this bag, but you can also, you can take anything in this bag. You get 2 pairs of laces, one in a more pure white and a grey to go with the cream laces that usually come with the shoe. And then you also have some really nice NAKED and Adidas co-branding with that flower logo right there. So this is the paper that it usually comes with. So all these little things are obviously not huge deal breakers when you're wearing the shoe, but I think that it really does add to the overall impact of the collaboration, and really shows that NAKED and Adidas have kind of come together and made something that they really both thought about and put a lot of genuine work and effort into. So as I said before, you can still pick these shoes up on some sizes, usually smaller sizes. There was no men's sizes available, so it's usually just smaller sizes on the NAKED website, but also on some other retailers in Europe. I think they were going for a little bit over retail on StockX or any sort of resale website, so you can still pick these shoes up. I think they're a very nice, subtle colorway with some really cool, intricate details and some really cool accessories that really add to the thought that has been put into this collaboration. So yeah, overall, this has definitely become one of my wife's favorite shoes, and it's one of those things that I was never going to pick this up for myself, just because I have enough Adidas like low cut shoes, but she loves this shoe, so I definitely can't recommend this one enough to all of you guys out there to buy them for your wife, or any girls watching this who want to pick up a nice cool shoe that will stand out from the crowd. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's really appreciated. Thank you so much. Hit subscribe down below if you have not. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a good day.